Hi, guys. Welcome to the Kate Daly Show. I'm so happy to do this because we're in the middle of this election week. Election week. It's going to become election month. I really do. I feel like this. It's insane, right? I'm feeling the weight of this. You can't believe that the biggest lie in history is being told right now. You can't believe that people are actually going to believe that a guy that couldn't get 30 people in a room, that he's got the most votes in history of any candidate that's ever run. If you believe that, then you have only a brainstem, no brain. You just need to just turn me off right now because you're not going to understand anything I'm about to say. I'm seriously not trying to be mean. It's just, wow. Can you really? I mean, Biden, if they would have run somebody with like a dose of charisma or honesty or anything. He's always been the biggest joke. So to run the biggest joke and say he's got the most votes, I'm not quite sure America's going to buy that. Also leading in all these states. No. Anyway, okay. So I have some oceanfront property in the very corrupt Arizona to sell you if you believe that's true. Okay. Let's talk about how they're doing it really quick. Mary Fannings, thank you for this report. Also, General McInerney came forward with this. AmericanReport.com also showcases this very well. So does World Affairs Brief. I just had Joel Skousen on the show, and let me tell you, let's go back. 9/11, Dennis Montgomery is hired as a CIA contractor to put together the Hammer. The Hammer is a surveillance tool. We'll call it a tool. We could call it a crime, but let's just call it a tool. And of course, it was our own surveillance that went into effect. And the reason the CIA was able to get away with this was because they developed what was called a fusion center. And about a decade ago, what they did was they moved it to a underground facility in Maryland. And then they were able to combine it with the FBI and the NSA. And because they did that, see, in the charter of the CIA, they're not allowed to spy on people. And they're not allowed to do a lot of these kinds of things. But what happened was they put it all together, called a fusion center, and they put them in the same room. They're going to talk to each other, Anyway, and so that's what gave us the spying that we have today. Well, in 2009, Obama gets into the White House a year before that, and he and Brennan, our resident communist, loves communism. In fact, he's an avowed communist. He ran our CIA. Is that special? And they got together and they decided for another application that they would develop called Scorecard. Scorecard goes in and tampers with the actual votes. And it does it in what's called a transfer point, which is when they transfer from the state and they say, here are our votes. Okay, so it's really undetectable unless you're on both sides of that, the person giving the information and the person receiving the information for the state, unless you're looking for it. And they keep it under 3% so that it's more undetectable. Okay. And so what's interesting about this is Montgomery was a whistleblower and then came out and testified about this and gave all kinds of testimony, had 47 tapes, 600 million documents, right? Surveillance. And then, of course, how they were doing this. And the director of intelligence at the time put a gag order on him. So he could only say so much about it. And then he couldn't say anything more. So can't give you the whole kit and caboodle of fraud and deception, all that kind of stuff going on. But at the same time, could give enough where they knew what was going on. So in 2012 election, they utilized this software. And the software obviously gave more votes to Obama. And then again, they tried this in 2016. From what General McInerney said, it didn't really work in 2016 because there was a problem with it because it was too blatant, too obvious. Those scam artists, a little too blatant, even for them. And so they had to actually stop it. And Trump reflected the real vote, he said. Then they used it to give Bernie to take the nod from Bernie for the Democrat Party and give it to Joe Biden. They used the same software. And now they're using it right now. Montgomery, before the election, said these are the 8 states they're going to use it in. Oh my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle, people. The 6 states are the 6 in play right now. Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin. I know, it's amazing. It's just completely amazing that those states are the ones that this software is being used. They also listed Texas and Florida, but I think that would have even been a little too obvious for them too, had he taken all of it. Even this is the biggest lie. This guy couldn't get 2 people together. So even this is the biggest lie right now. So I just wanted to let you guys know that this is going on, that this software is so important to understand. Go to worldaffairsbrief.com or americanreport.org. They've got lots of information on this. And Scorecard is Hammer was at the heart of the whole Strzok, Page, Steele, FISA, basically committing treason. Right? Clapper, Brennan, Obama, they were all together on this. And then you have another application of this system called Scorecard. So this is big to know, and also the fraud going on. So I just heard from my White House person, and my White House person just told me that Trump is very confident going into this weekend, basically saying we will get this. We will because we have the evidence of fraud now. They have people at polling stations. They have people committing the fraud on tape. They can't get out of that. And you know what I propose, and I'm hoping, because I know this is swirling around the White House right now, a big old-fashioned do-over. Let's go do a big do-over game. Because you know what? Every good American out there is going to want to show up and actually cast a vote and know that they didn't have time to prep for all of the scam, right? They couldn't come up with all those fake ballots this time of all the dead people and the people that lived in the 1800s and the 3-year-olds and the, yada, yada, every illegal immigrant in the world. It's funny when you have a country with like 6 billion votes cast, but we only have 331 million people. That's what's going on right now. You don't have a 90% turnout and they all turned out for Biden. I mean, honestly, you're going to have a 90% turnout for a cold fish that lies and has been lying since he got into office? Come on. This is his 3rd run, you guys. This was like, just show up. It's weekend at Bernie's. I mean, this is ridiculous. So we know that's not the truth. So I just wanted you guys to know confidence in this weekend going forward. I think they're going to prove the fraud. I do. And I have a lot of confidence in Trump and his people that they will do this and that these guys will be caught red-handed. And I'm really happy about that. Silver lining? Look, fraud's being exposed. It's been going on forever. But now it's in spades. They went too far. They took Biden and they said, you love him. And everyone went, no, we don't. We don't love him. We love Trump. And so Trump had 50,000 people. Biden had 3. So proof's in the pudding. Anyway, you guys have a good weekend knowing that Trump and his teams are working on this. We're prepared for this. I interviewed Jenna Ellis from the White House, asked her about the about the identifying factors on the ballot. And she just kept saying, legal vote, legal vote, legal vote. Let's count the legal votes. There you go. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend. See you back here next week. Check out the video on COVID. Make sure that you are passing that around. That's been going viral. And subscribe below. Go to katedalleyradio.com for the unaired version of the Catherine Austin Fitz video. You'll love this because she talks about everything financial and everything about everything. Boy, you got to get this video. Anyway, this audio from katedalleyradio.com. You'll get the unaired portion. Bye, guys.